and they haven't missed a step. Richard, you should be proud of that. 30 years. There's a lot of acts who would love to have that 30 years of success. They are the legendary Temptations. Welcome to Video Soul again, fellas.
Yeah.
And we got Melvin this time. All right. It's so good to see y'all, man, all the time. Now, last time you weren't here. You were ill, though.
No, I was sick.
Yeah.
I was sick. I was, you know, it's very deep. It's Christmas time now, and I thank God. My Christmas present for me is to be back here with the group, here with you all. It hurt me very much not to be there because you're so meaningful in the community, around our house, around my house, and I heard Otis talking about it earlier too. You know, I have daughters. And they're like, Donnie's so cute, and all like that. But yeah, I mean, but I mean, no, you're a handsome young fellow and everything. But more than that, just the type of young man that I feel very good in representing the kind of qualities I like for our young people to grow up and emulate.
Hey, tell him,
I'm telling you.
Let me get a chicken in the pot.
Well, I can't tell you how good that feels. I mean, especially coming from you guys, because growing up in Detroit, I mean, we used to watch every Cadillac, every Lincoln that went by, hoping we might see one of y'all.
The pink one was mine.
And the one with the mink trimming around the license plate was David.
David
right?
Ruffin,
With the glasses on the side.
Right.
Right.
Oh, boy. But really, I mean, growing up, and just the thought of sitting here with you guys now, this is just mind-blowing. In Jamaica, no less.
That's true, because we never had any idea that we would be around 30 years, you know, doing what we're doing. And here I am in Montego Bay with you, because, you know, we grew up together. And it just shows that if you hang in there long enough, anything could happen.
What is the key to your longevity? Why have you guys lasted so long? You see so many acts that come and they get one hit and they're gone, or even two, maybe.
Well, you know, I think we are part of an era where we were taught about being in show business and not just relying on a hit record. I mean, we were fortunate enough to have Charles Atkins, Maurice King, Harvey Fuqua, and Shelley Berger to instill in us about Lon Fontaine, about instilling in us about being in show business, have an act whether you have a hit record or not. And we work, I mean, we have to beg for time off. So we do not just look for having a hit record to work as often as we do. And I think it's a culmination of reasons why we're around, aside from hard work and believing in what we can do. And we've always had someone and something to believe in and someone believing in us that would always keep us motivated, even in our downtimes when we were going through personnel changes. So God has been with us all along.
There it is. There it is. You know, like not being superstitious or holy roly and all that kind of stuff, but I do believe that the hand of God has definitely been on the careers of the Temptations. We've been able to last. I mean, you have to have a good record company, good management, good agents, and without a doubt, good personnel within the group. Because a lot of people have those things that have fallen by the wayside over the years, and we're still here. I would never stand up and just think that without the help of good old Jesus, we're here, you know.
Sandy said something earlier to me, Sandy Jones from Northtown. She said, Otis, sometime next year they want to have a seminar, and they want us, Stevie Wonder, Smokey, to sit and tell the up-and-coming acts at Motown what it takes to maintain, what it takes to be in the business. And because we tend to think that a lot of the acts that's coming along sometimes tend to take it for granted. But, you know, if you be good to it and be true to it, it'll be good to you. And we want to pass our experiences and things on to the up-and-coming acts of today.
Yeah, part of this longevity has to be dealing with egos and knowing how to deal with that. I remember in your book, Otis, you were talking about David Ruffin and how he had tripped to the point where he wanted his own limo with mink rugs to go to the concert separate of the group and stuff like that. How do you deal with ego problems like that when they arise?
Well, you know, it can be kind of rough at times because it's first you're dealing with 5 different personalities, and we first and foremost are human, you know, so you're subject to have mood swings and things, and then success can be a very strong aphrodisiac, you know. And when you come from not having that much money to the point of where you can buy just about anything you want and always have money in your pocket, it can kind of make you get another sense of feel about yourself. So it's all in how you maintain your perspective about your success. And it can be a constant battle because for 30 years we've had so many wonderful things to happen to us, whereas it has had me going in the corner pinching myself because I didn't believe this was real, you know. Grammys, gold records, platinum, all kind of doors opening up to us that once never would open up to us. So egos, it's a necessary thing to have egos, to get out there and perform every night in front of millions and thousands of people and what have you. But it's all in how you carry yourself and just try not to get too far gone.
You know, I have to say something about this. You know, like David Ruffin was like the main lead singer and like that, but all of us had our own ego growing inside of us, you know. Like Otis has always been like a fair-minded, even-tempered guy, close to the vest and everything. You know, talk about David Ruffin and his limo with the Mick Rug. I had my own pink Cadillac, man, and it didn't matter. You know, I remember I was maybe 16, 17 years old, and Otis, he looked at me and said, man, you're going to be a mother to deal with because you and your ego, man. You know, I'm the bass singer. You know, the temps, you know, and like that. And I was the youngest one, man, and I thought it was me. I know these guys just loved me enough to be carrying me along. I thought I was great. You know, and now I'm on the serious side. You know, now that I'm old, I can look back and see that they wanted it to be me, and they carried me along with them. But I remember Otis said, you know, he said, you're going to be a mother to deal with. And I use that as a marking spot in my life. I never want to be the Frankenstein monster or anything like that. Though it takes a certain amount, a whole lot of ego to get out in front of 15, 20, 30,000 people, man, and do what you do. You got to believe in it real hard and do it. But I use what Otis said, and I remember what my mother said. She, do it with humility, baby, because it is a blessing.
I like that mellow. Now that I'm the youngest in the group.
Yeah, and see, now we're telling him, you're going to be a mother to deal with. I love him. I love him. He's all right. You know.
Ollie's all right.
I'm all right.
You know, I stood up under it. I'm sure that, you know, his character speaks for itself. He'll stand up under it, too. What's this mean?
That means we got to go to video.
It means whoopie
You
frickin'.
introduce it. You got the man with the announcer's voice.
Tell you a truism. I just looked out the window and saw somebody I used to be in love with. I wonder who she's seeing now.
Chill.
And I love her. Lord knows I need her. 'Cause for once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
We're back. This is Video Soul by the Sea. I'm Donnie Simpson. We're in Montego Bay, Jamaica with the Temptations today. And my next question I want to direct to the two newest members of the Temps.
Who that?
And really can't call you new. I mean, Ron, how long have you been with the Temps now?
This is going on 8 years, man.
Wow. And Ollie, how long have you been with us?
Going on 7.5 years.
Wow.
That's going on 8 years, too.
I think we're 6 months apart, right? Yeah.
So what was it like coming into a group as legendary as the Temptations? That had to be a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah,
You know, you got a guy like Melvin with that voice saying, I know you as a writer, I don't know you as no singer.
and when you got a guy like Dennis Edwards with the size, what size should he wear?
13.
There's some big shoes to fill, man.
Yeah. Right. But,
Them Eagle Claws did pretty good.
but they did go good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
We had people like Lon Fontaine and Charlie Atkins, you know, and Otis and Melvin and Richard to, you know, help ease, you know, the induction. So,
Yeah, we had to work around.
you know, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, well, obviously you've done well. I mean, you're with them all these years. How long can the Temptations go on, though? I mean, it's been 30 years.
You know, that's a good question because we had no idea, like you said, 30 years we would still be around, and people are still amazed to see us jump around and do all the choreography 30 years later.
Yeah.
And I'm asking myself that, how long can you, but, we love what we do, and we've been fortunate.
Can I mention, it's an NBC affiliate. Johnny Carson. Okay, I was out, okay, and I was healing, and I was getting well. And the guys were on Johnny Carson's show, and they did Get Ready, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and The Way to Do Things You Do. And The Way to Do Things You Do's got that Lindy Hop step in it.
Right.
And they got through doing it, and Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon, they were like, oh, those guys still think they're 16 years old. I said, wow, did I used to do that? I mean, but, and I just got back in shape. I can finally go back into it real good. It takes believing in yourself, naturally taking good care of yourself, and knowing that people love seeing you doing it.
Yeah.
And we can go on and on.
Well, see, Donnie, also, it's like we're like athletes. The way all the moving, all the traveling and what have you, and we take vitamins, and you have to get your rest. A lot of people tend to think that once we finish performing, we go and hang out and party. But you cannot do that and be effective when it's time to get on the stage. So you got to have the right kind of attitude about what matters most.
But that takes some serious focus.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Years. I mean,
The word,
focused
focus.
like that.
Them checks are nice.
You got to be a parent.
Those checks
You got
are
to be a
nice.
parent to yourself.
But,
Would you say, Al?
You got to be a parent to yourself.
I mean, okay, yeah, sure, the financial rewards are great and all like that, but back to that old ego, too. That's over there with me. And one day I found out I was my own worst or best competitor with the memory of how people remember like that. And I don't want to go underneath what people think of us. That temptation, pride.
Yeah.
Especially like when you talk to a guy like Robert Townsend, and he was telling me come this February of '91, he's releasing a movie called 5 Heartbeats.
Right.
And it's based somewhat on us. So when you start having people looking at you like, hey, I want to make a movie loosely based on the Temps, that lets you know that how you kind of looked and perceived, and so it just gives us more energy to keep going on because we're hoping that he does really do well because we are going to sooner or later make the Temptations' life story.
That's right. Yeah.